Last week's episode brought things back on track, though it still appears that some storylines were removed, leaving some plot holes behind. With only 2 more episodes to go, what does episode 5 has in store for us? Hi there, it's Micha. Let's check it out together. For personal reasons, this week's video will be a little bit shorter. As always, my friend Neal helps by providing insights around Easter eggs and also provides the musical score for this video. Thanks for that, and thanks to you and everyone for being there. Now, let's review episode 5 of this week's plot in a nutshell. After Walker killed an unarmed person, Bucky and Sam take back the shield from him by force.
You don't want to do this. Yeah, we do.
While Bucky leaves to capture Zemo, Sam offers the shield to Isaiah, who thinks no self-respecting black man should ever accept it. Back home, Sam refurbishes the family's fishing boat, with a little help from his parents' friends. Bucky also lends a hand after handing Sam a present from the Wakandans.
I'm Bucky.
Sir?
Don't flirt with my sister.
After their work is done, Bucky heads out to do more amends, while Sam trains to take up the shield for good. Meanwhile, the Flag Smashers plan an attack on an important GRC conference in New York. The episode ends with Sam checking out the gift from Wakanda, while Walker forges his own shield. Except for the fight with Walker, which was well executed and very powerful, this chapter was more focused on character development and backstory. It was absolutely fine with me, as I enjoy the insights into our heroes' lives as much as I appreciate breathtaking action sequences. As there's only 1 episode left, which has to include Bucky's amends to Dury, the father of one of his mission's collateral kills, something I am really looking forward to, as well as the big finale, I worry if there will be enough time for it all.
I'm sure it will all come to an agreeable conclusion.
And what's up with Sharon? She brings in Bedrock and reveals to have freed him from prison, therefore creating the issues for Sam in episode 1. She obviously is meant to appear as a villain now, likely the power broker herself. I still think that to be a red herring. She likely was placed undercover to dismantle the LAF network the thugs Bedrock is working with. Or she really is a villain now, but who wants to see that? In any case, there are things that will be tough to explain away. I also wonder what the big finale will be. Honestly, the Flag Smashers are a kind of weak big boss to end the show around. I'm still pretty sure that a lot of plot points were removed, leading to the group being a bit underwhelming, same as the character development of Karli and her group are next to non-existent. With Walker forging his own shield in the end, he will likely be a big part in the final battle. He has to go after Karli as he promised Lamar's family that the killer is dead, a half-truth that he certainly plans to make reality. But are our heroes then protecting Karli? Zemo says she is beyond redemption, and honestly, due to the weak character development for her, I tend to agree. Maybe it will be just the difference between capturing her against killing her that makes them act that way. If that ever happens, which it will, of course.
I am Captain America.
Though Walker still uses the name Captain America, he might soon go by US citizen, as in the comics. My first thought was that as his agenda and tactics nicely align with those of Thunderbolt Ross, he will likely end up being recruited by him. Easter egg. In the comics, Thunderbolt Ross leads a team of fighters called the Thunderbolts that are sometimes considered heroes, sometimes borderline villains. Basically, they are doing what they feel to be the best for the country, with sometimes questionable methods, and sometimes on the other side of our main heroes. But with Contessa Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, aka Val, showing up to recruit Walker, it looks like another group is interested in him. Unless she is Ross's go-between. Easter egg. In the comics, Val and her parents were sleeper agents for Leviathan, a secret network inside the Italian anti-communism movement. They were relocated from Russia to Italy during the Cold War. After her parents were killed by Russian agents, Valentina was recruited by the newly formed S.H.I.E.L.D. and trained as a super spy. Valentina has had a long run in Marvel Comics, being on both sides of the spectrum. She even was called Madame Hydra at one point. Val was often a love interest for Nick Fury, which may be revealed in the MCU as well. Rumor. As it was expected that Madame Hydra would play a role in Black Widow, assuming that Val is that iteration, she might have been removed from that story and placed in this show, or still may be a cameo in that other movie. As a character named Taskmaster is confirmed to appear in Black Widow and in the comics is a member of the Thunderbolts, this underlines the theory that Val is working with Thunderbolt Ross. Likely. This Thunderbolts background is not only shared with Walker but also with Helmut Zemo, who is also affiliated with that team in the comics, though usually on the more villainous end of things. But his agenda is more rational in the MCU, so he may be redeemed by working with them. This possibility is highlighted by Zemo being brought to the Raft, the underwater prison we know from Civil War, which is Ross's base of operation. So chances are high that we see Zemo team up with Ross in the near future. By the way, my theory that Zemo will make his peace with Bucky, not planning to kill him and not holding a grudge, turned out to be correct, even though, quick side note, Bucky did that dick move to aim the gun at Zemo and pulling the trigger on an empty chamber, before dropping the bullets in slow motion. Something you should not do to anyone, especially after Zemo basically turned himself in by waiting at the Sokovian Memorial. What was that about? I even rewatched Civil War to see if there was a reference to something there. I can only imagine it to refer to Zemo killing the 5 other super soldiers in Siberia via headshot. But even that seems to be a stretch. Neal thinks it means to show Zemo that Bucky is not a killer anymore and is now a free man. If so, it was an unnecessarily cruel way to do it. If you have any idea on this, let me know in the comments. Let's get to this week's main plot point, Sam taking up the shield. After Isaiah told him no self-respecting black man should wear that thing, he has to decide what to do. Just taking it up would be too little. He has to make it his own to succeed. I assume the suitcase Bucky handed him will contain his new costume that will be designed to help with that. A costume reinventing and merging the old one with symbols of black empowerment, so that he can claim the shield in the name of every black citizen. Neal expects a Black Panther adjacent design, while I think it will be its own unique style. And of course, since it comes from Wakanda, it will also enhance his powers in a way like Iron Man's suit does, to make sure he is strong enough without any serum to face super strong enemies. But I wouldn't yet abandon the theory that he may one day get the serum, likely against his will, as not wanting it may qualify him to handle it. Quick side note, in giving Bucky advice to stop looking to others to understand who he is, and suggesting to amend instead of avenge, to give people closure if possible, Sam also started to take on the spiritual mantle of Captain America, likely providing the moral support Steve was known for going forward. And talking of Steve, like I called out last week, they finally addressed him, saying he is gone and can't be spoken to. This, of course, may be a red herring as well, meaning he has literally gone somewhere where he is not available. My guess would be space, being an advisor or coordinator, maybe being called Admiral America now. Anyhow, with Sam being Captain America, Torres will become the new Falcon, as in the comics. The question is just if he will find a way to repair the broken wings Sam gifted him, or if that was just foreshadowing his path and he becomes a human-bird hybrid as in the comics. I assume the former, and we may already see him in that capacity in the finale, a sentiment Neal also shares. As for the rating, I liked it, as mentioned, for the character-driven content. Though there was not much action, it was never boring. What they did well, so I rate this one with 7.5 out of 10 again. Neal especially enjoyed the training montage for his love of 80s movies, and because it shows us how Sam learns to handle the shield and comes to terms with becoming Cap without the serum. He also gave it 7.5 out of 10. How did you like this chapter? What are your theories for the finale? Let us know in the comments. That's it. As always, if you enjoyed this video, like it and feel free to share it with your friends. And why not subscribe to my channel so you won't miss any future video. Make sure to also hit the notification bell to get a heads up whenever a new video is posted. So much for now, see you next time and thanks for watching.